message for the ladies and gentlemen around the world and all the ships at sea.
We all make choices, but in the end, our choices make us.
So choose wisely. Subscribe to It's Erik Nagel wherever shows are found, on whatever platform you choose. And as always, leave us a positive review. Would you kindly?
If you want nothing but music, you don't need to turn on a radio.
Exactly.
And listen through commercials.
No.
You don't have to do that. You listen to radio because you have a difference, like us.
Right.
You may love us, you may hate us, but if you want people talking about, the BS of the day, you turn us on. And if you hate us, you turn us off.
Right.
Fine. But I just can't believe they're still, in this day and age, in the year 2019, there are radio stations that rely on their music. If you want to hear music, listen to your phone. You don't have to turn on a radio station. Thank you for listening. And listen to radio for the people, not the music.
It's Erik Nagel. And it starts now.
What up, my Nagel? 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 Talking about George R.R. Martin, not writing. Talking Marvel versus DC, who's more exciting? Talking George Lucas's legacy, high-scoring centipede. Talking Gittles' new beef burrito recipe. Talking about Stephanie McMahon versus Sable. Talking about the Cybermen versus the Weeping Angels. Don't blink, the dialect's more deadly than you think. Talking summer ale, blueberry pale, craft beer, pouring drinks. What up, my Nagel? Deadpool 2 features cable. Talking Funko Pop, celebrity signed a label. Talking online gaming, bitchin' and complaining. Talking E-Rock, kissing the feet of Matt Groening. Warner Brothers properties, Superman's a mockery. Weird Al concerts, Kevin Smith's debauchery. Rick and Morty fun zone. The Lego build team, can I have your attention? Possible Donkey Kong kill screen. What up, my Nagel? What up, my Nagel? What up, my Nagel? What up, my Nagel?
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear.
It's Erik Nagel.
Hello and welcome to another edition of It's Erik Nagel. That is me. Over in the upside down is Gittles.
Yo, what up?
And over in the right side up is Trevor.
Hello, Miss Lady.
I gotta ask you why the hello, Miss Lady. You've been saying that for weeks, so I don't know what that is in reference to.
It is from the movie Step Brothers when they're interviewing as a team, and they said, "Who's this man behind you?" And John C. Reilly just pokes out of the corner and goes, "Hello, Miss Lady."
So that's what you do? You poke out from behind Gittles and just go, "Hello, Miss Lady"?
Yes, and you look exactly
It is creepy,
like
right?
the same lady.
That's really creepy.
Yeah. Anyway, 651 Smithers is the phone number, 651-764-8437 if you want to call and be a part of the program. Follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and it's Erik Nagel across the board on social media. Follow all of us there, and have a good time when the show is not actually on. Lots to get to on the show today. In segment 2, I mean, this was the week for movie trailers and teasers and television stuff. There was a lot going on in this week that I don't think anybody was expecting all this stuff to drop at once.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff. John Wick 3 trailer just dropped today. I haven't even had a chance to watch it yet. Lots of stuff dropping.
Yeah, so we'll have to discuss that. And a little teaser. You may remember a while back, it's actually a bonus episode on the feed there. You can go and get it, where Gittles went and saw the movie Gotti in the theater, right?
Oh, yeah, I saw that in theaters.
Saw it in theater, and how bad Gotti was. You know?
Oh, it was fantastic. It's one of my favorite things.
So Gittles just saw another movie this week that he says is even worse than Gotti. So we're gonna get we're gonna get to all of that in segment 2. So you have that to look forward to, which is nice. Gentlemen, how was your week? Do anything fun or exciting?
Fun? Exciting? Erik, what kind of life do you think I live?
I don't know. I never hear from you until the show, so it's always a big question mark. I'm like, wonder what Gittles is doing today. Ponders, rubs chin.
I'm like frolicking through the woods, like picking carrots.
In the woods?
People. Yeah, the woods of Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. Wait, woods in Brooklyn with carrots?
Yeah, it's just a bodega.
Sounds like somebody stepped on one of those many needles outside of his apartment.
Oh, yeah. They look like carrots. They're orange.
Trevor, anything new with you?
No, I was responsible and put all the Christmas decorations away, and then I've just been trying to live my life so I can get through this work week so I can go away to sunny Florida to celebrate my birthday.
Happy birthday, Trevor!
Thank you, Erik.
Yay, happy birthday, Trevor. Get out of here before the storm hits and you get snowed in.
That's exactly what I'm doing. As soon as we're done here, I'm leaving.
You know what we have to do? We have to play the birthday song.
Are you leaving on a jet plane?
I don't know when I'll be back again.
Well, depending on the storm, we'll see.
The Weird Al birthday song. Yeah.
Yay.
Full of positivity into Trevor's new year, going around the sun.
I am officially in a nude,
Nude? You're officially nude?
I've always been officially nude while recording this
Ugh,
program.
put some clothes on.
See what you people are missing when you don't subscribe to the feed and you can see the cameras? Trevor's completely nude.
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
Don't ask what I'm doing with the soy sauce.
What are you doing in Florida for your birthday?
I'm just getting out of the cold weather. My grandparents are snowbirds, so I have a place to crash. I might go see Mickey one day. And
So you're going to the Orlando area?
Yeah, just between Orlando and Tampa. I bounce back and forth because I got some friends down there.
That's some depressing area between Orlando and Tampa because it's just farmland and highways.
And Land O'Lakes is there, so I go and I just buy the best butter.
Yes, because
Wait, that's where Land O'Lakes is?
Because there's a town called Land O'Lakes.
Yep.
Oh, I just assumed it was like somewhere in the Northeast, like by Wisconsin.
Yeah,
or
you would
something
think
like that, where
Derry in the
all the lakes are.
Yeah. Nope, it's in Florida.
Huh, interesting. Now I learned something today.
Yes. It's like naming. It's like you have a product and then you just name it after the town that you live in.
Yeah. Land O'Lakes. Town of Squirrels.
This is Town of Squirrels. What's the product? Or are you just exclaiming?
It's just nuts. You just sell nuts. Town of Squirrels, nuts. That's it. Acorns.
You sell squirrel nuts?
Locally foraged by all of our squirrel elves.
What the hell's going on in Brooklyn? You're going through the forests of Brooklyn picking carrots. There's elves harvesting squirrel nuts.
Yeah, dude, it's a great place. It's magical.
That could be the title, Harvesting Squirrel Nuts.
Ugh.
We'll put that down. Anyway.
That was a corny joke. Get it?
So you're going to go down to Orlando, the Orlando area. You're going to go down to Disney, you said, or Universal, or one of those fine parks?
Yeah, I'll probably stop by and see Mickey. I'm obsessed with Disney. I love it to death.
When was the last time you went to Disney World?
Probably 2 years ago.
Okay.
No, it was actually it was 20. Yeah, 2 years ago because it's 2019 now. So sometime in 2017, I went by for a quick hit. I used to go.
I saw the newspaper. You were on the cover. They were dragging you out. You were punching Goofy in the face.
No, that was Deadpool.
Oh.
I don't know if there's a dog I hate more than Goofy.
Why do you hate Goofy?
Weird.
He's got the world at his fingertips, and he's just so damn goofy.
That's not a legitimate reason to be upset with him.
I want to be Goofy.
All right.
He gets all the bitches.
Does he really?
Every girl walking around with like the long ears, you know they do it.
When he
like
finishes, he does that yodel yell like when he falls off a cliff.
Don't you think it's weird that Pluto has a dog?
He doesn't have a dog, and Pluto is the dog.
Yeah.
Oh no, Goofy rather. Like Goofy has the
Goofy
dog.
doesn't have a dog either.
Isn't Pluto Goofy's dog?
Pluto is Mickey's dog.
What?
Yeah, Mickey owns the slave.
I thought Goofy had a dog.
No, he has a nephew.
He has a son named Max. Did
Googling
nobody
this
here
'cause
ever
you
see
heard
Goof
me.
Troop?
No, you're right. Yeah, his son is Max. I saw that movie where they're like road tripping to see that rock star.
Yeah, he has a son named Max. He does not have a dog. Pluto is Mickey's dog.
Which is technically just slavery.
Owning a dog is not slavery.
In the Mickey Mouse universe, it is because Goofy can own a house and everything, but Mickey's got Pluto chained up in the backyard.
Hang on, everybody. One, he does not. Pluto comes and goes as he pleases. Number two, Trevor's breaking some new ground with the theory of how come Goofy is a dog who's upright and talks, and Pluto is a dog but still maintains the characteristics of a dog. It's an age-old question.
It's true, though.
Yeah, it's an age-old question that philosophers and historians alike have been trying to figure out throughout the ages.
And once they defrost Walt Disney's head, we'll get the answer.
Do you know that's not true?
What, that his head's frozen?
Yeah.
Oh, then what is it? Is it just like kind of thawed?
No, he's dead and buried. Actually, no, he's not dead and buried. I think he was cremated.
I thought his whole body was frozen, not just his head.
No, there's a great documentary about Walt Disney that came on Netflix a couple of months ago.
Mr. Banks with Tom Hanks?
No,
Where's My Head, starring Walt Disney.
That's not it. Starring Jebediah Springfield.
Yeah.
No, it's called, let me see. It is called Walt, the Man Behind the Myth. And it explains everything about Walt's history, his family, moving to Los Angeles, building everything, and that his head wasn't frozen. I believe he was cremated.
I refuse to believe that.
And then
maybe they cremated the rest of his body but kept his head. Like, I've seen pictures of the frozen head, so it's got to be real.
No, you've been watching Futurama.
That too.
Yes.
But I've seen pictures of the frozen head.
No, you have not.
Singing.
It was not. No,
Oh,
he was cremated.
Google this.
He was cremated. I don't remember where. I got to go back and finish it, but I don't remember where they said his ashes were spread. Maybe it was mixed into the churro mix, and people just ingested them at Disneyland.
No, you know what it is? His body and might be gone, but his brain is inside the Carousel of Progress. That robot that's saying it's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, that's him. That's Walt. He's in that robot.
Is it?
No, that was Walt's voice originally, but it's not Walt. It's not. He's not.
Nope.
He didn't turn into AI. He's not.
You're not changing my mind. It's like that movie with Johnny Depp. He's in Disney. He controls it all.
Are you talking about the pirate movie?
I think he's talking about Pacific Rim.
No, the other with Johnny
Walt
Depp.
Disney's head controls the mechs.
Johnny Depp brain movie. Hold on.
No, that didn't happen?
I don't think it's called. No, I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's called Johnny Depp Brain Movie either.
Transcendency.
Because if it was called Johnny Depp Brain Movie, Gittles would have already seen it.
Yeah, I would have seen Johnny Depp Brain Movie. Like, are you kidding me?
As soon as I type it in, first thing that popped up, Transcendent.
Yeah, it says here, like on Snopes.
Wait. Let him try to
was
say it.
definitely
Hold
frozen.
on. Let him try to say it. Trevor, what's the name of the movie?
Transcendence, 2014.
Okay.
You're muted.
No, I'm not.
I can't hear you.
Yes,
Transcendence.
No, I can't hear Trevor.
He wants me to repeat transcendence. Damn it, I said it worse the third time.
Ha ha ha. Oh well, what can you do?
It's either that or the Lone Ranger.
Oh, there he is.
Anyway, watch that Walt Disney documentary on Netflix. But you're gonna go down to Walt Disney. You're gonna go down to Walt Disney World and have a good time. Are you going just to the
Walt Disney.
Are you going to the Magic Kingdom? Or are you gonna go drinking around the world at Epcot? That seems more like a Trevor activity.
I want to drink around the world at Epcot, but my friends who are going to come with me to do it, she just lost her job, so I feel bad asking her to get drunk around the world, because at Disney, if we do that in 3 countries, that'll cost $470. So we'll probably just go to Magic Kingdom to ride all the rides.
Or just buy either the beer in Germany or the drinks in Mexico and walk around the world.
I could do that here. I can get a Corona, and I'll feel the same way. So Splash Mountain and the Carousel of Progress are the top 2 best rides in all of Disney World, and that's in the Magic Kingdom. So
do you use Walt Disney bucks or whatever it is? Like, can you use that like itchy and scratchy
It's
money?
just like real money, only fun.
More fun, yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Disney dollars.
There it is, already in my wallet.
That's your room key.
I didn't know that was the thing.
Did you get your bracelet?
Yep.
You did?
What? You get a bracelet?
Yeah, it's a bracelet.
Like a friendship bracelet?
Wait, I have one over here. I'll show you. Or unless, do you have yours there?
I don't have mine with me, but it's great. Everything, it's so futuristic now. They don't give you room keys anymore, and they don't you don't take your ticket and put it for the fast pass anymore. You just wear this bracelet so they can track you for your whole entire existence, and you put the bracelet up to your door, and the door opens so you can get into your room, or you put
that's terrifying.
You put your bracelet up to the ride, and that's how you schedule your fast pass. It all goes right to your app.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier to fish.
You have
your
a
body
bracelet
out
like this.
Small World too, when you fall over, they can just track it.
You have a bracelet like this, and where the Mickey symbol is the sensor. So you use that to open your door if you stay at one of the resorts, or if you're on the private floors in the elevators, use it to open that. You scan this to go in and out of the parks because it has your ticket information. You scan it for the rides. I think Trevor was just telling you about FastPass, that you can schedule everything through the app, and then it registers right to your bracelet.
Yeah, man. They're following us at all times, and that's okay because it's the Disney people. They control everything anyway.
It's terrifying. I feel like it's like a Westworld thing, and like you need the bracelets so that the robots don't kill you.
See,
very possible.
They engrave your name in there too. And because it's Disney, they find every way possible to make money. So when you plan your vacation, they send you this nice deluxe box of Disney art, and your bracelets are sitting there in the center of it for whoever is in your party that you're booking, right? You can pick whatever color that you want for it, but then for the kids or women who just want to spend money, the extra holes here for the sizing for your bracelet, they make charms that you can now snap into there to decor your bracelet.
What an operation, man! I mean, how much money do they fucking make? Like so much.
Billions.
All the money.
I think if they're not a $1 trillion company, then they're at least close to it.
Well, I don't think they're $1 trillion. I think that's only Amazon, right?
Well, Amazon and Apple are both $1 trillion companies, but I think Disney. I think Disney.
Disney.
I think
no audio.
got to take a whiz at Disney. I think Disney's pretty close to being a $1 trillion company, especially
They have to be.
with all the money that Marvel's bringing in, Star Wars is bringing in, and then now they just acquired Fox. Give that some time for those properties to really start cashing in for them. Remember when they bought... I always go back to the fact of, remember when they bought Star Wars? Sorry, did they buy Star Wars first or did they buy Marvel? They bought Marvel first, right?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
They bought Marvel for $4 billion, right? And everyone was like, oh my God, that's an insane amount of money. How are they going to make all that money back? And then shortly after that, I'll say within a few years, they bought the Star Wars franchise from Lucas. And they spent $4 billion for that. And everyone's like, oh my God, that's another massive purchase. How are they going to make all this money back? Within the first 5 years of the Marvel movies,
Made all that back.
they made all of it back for both franchises.
Yeah, they're not stupid. They know what they're doing at this point.
Let's see. What's he going to go for? Let's give him $4 billion and make him think. Let everybody sweat it out and think that this is going to be this make or break Disney World. Like they're going to have a chance to swoop in when they've already had it projected and predicted of how they're going to do things. And then, hey, the first two movies made $11 billion.
Yeah, then they're like counting the money and they're like, we'll still have enough money left over to buy the Cleveland Browns.
50% off chocolate. Anywho. So good. Have fun in Disney, whatever you decide to do.
Thank you.
That should be fun. You're gonna get ears with your name on it.
No, I'm a Donald guy, man.
Get a Donald bill with your name on it.
What? They give you bills?
Hell yeah.
They have Donald's head as a hat with the bill as the brim.
Wow.
Bring back a Donald hat for Gittles. Let him walk around Brooklyn.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll walk around with that shit.
And then
I walked around with like the duck boat fucking beak thing after I went to Philly and I drove around the duck boat. I walked around with that thing all day. Just honking at people like, wah.
do it in Brooklyn and have them call you a corporate sellout.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Look at this guy.
Well done.
Around here, not too much has been happening. I've caught up on some TV and movie stuff, which we'll get into in the second segment. But there's a steakhouse near me.
Yes.
That had some weird promotion that I got an email from because I subscribed to their website because of their menu, and I frequent this place, and they started doing a specialty Mexican night, right? So I saw it a few weeks ago, and finally this week I decided to pull the trigger and order food. And I'm reading the menu, and it says, authentic Mexican food made by our in-house chefs, our in-house Mexican chefs. So I'm trying to figure, so if they have an in-house Mexican chef, why are they only doing this once a week, Like Tuesday night is the big Mexican push for all of their stuff. So I looked through their menu
Tuesdays.
Yeah, Taco Tuesdays. So I looked through, and funny you say that because I ordered tacos. They have these, it said Mexican-style tacos, beef or chicken, and then it tells you everything that's in it. And it looked pretty good in hard-shell tortillas. I was like, great, let's do that. So ordered some of that and got some of their appetizers. They had a ranchero buffalo wing chicken thing, which...
Ooh, that sounds good.
It was all right. It was like it felt like it was just chicken wings in like a garlic butter sauce with ranch spices.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah, and it was okay. It wasn't the best. And then I love empanadas, right? If you can find a place that can make a good empanada, I'm all about that. So... on their menu, it says they sell beef empandas.
Oh, those poor empandas.
It's got to be spicy yet gamey.
So that's what an endangered panda is, Empanda.
Right. It's those Mexican pandas. So first I pointed that out when I made the order, and the guy didn't believe me, so I just left it alone.
Yeah.
And then I placed my order. I order the tacos, and he says beef or chicken. I said I'll do this, the beef with it, which is steak, right? They do steak very well, so I'll do the steak tacos.
Well, it's a steakhouse, right?
Yes. They should be good.
They
should
better
be
do
good
it
with steak.
fucking right.
Got the shrimp.
So, the food finally comes. I get everything. I'm going through it all, and I notice that the tacos are a different set of tacos. And this was something on their menu called Vicky's Tacos, I don't know who Vicky is, but these were her tacos, not mine. And it was a soft shell. Sorry, it was a hard shell taco with beans outside of it wrapped around a soft shell taco, right?
Uh-huh.
And then inside was a shredded pork with coleslaw and something else. And although that is delicious, that was not what I ordered. So I called the steakhouse back and I said, hello, I don't know if I got somebody else's order, but half of my order is wrong. What's wrong with it? I explained everything. And he said, no, that you ordered the tacos. I said, I ordered the Mexican tacos. And he said, we don't have Mexican tacos. I said, it's Mexican night. You have Mexican tacos. It's on the menu. And he says, hold on a second. And he looks and he says, oh, no, this is what I thought you meant because these are the only tacos we have. I said, I'm looking at your menu right now, and it says you have different styles of tacos, not just the one style of tacos. I want these ones. And he said, sir, they're not on the menu. I said, I'm looking at it right now. And he's like, I don't know where you're looking at. On your website, sir. And your Facebook also has your menu, which is updated daily on the Facebook. Yeah. So, that's reliable. Sometimes restaurants use Facebook because it's easier to post there than it is to do their website stuff. I said, I can see that your Facebook is frequently updated. So this was what was posted. It says 11 hours ago. So this is your menu for today. On your website, it says the same thing. And he's like, sir, I assure you, we don't have this on the menu.
Did you screen grab it and send it to him?
I have screen grabs of it, but I didn't send it to him. I said, then pull up the is take a look or talk to is there somebody else I can talk to? Because this is on the menu. And the guy's trying to tell me that this is not the case. I said, why did I get these menus? And he said, well, you ordered the wrong thing, so I just assumed. I said, so you just made a substitution without telling me, right?
But I had food allergies. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he made a substitution, and he's like, this was the closest thing we had to the menu, so I thought this is what you meant. I said, it's not what you thought I meant, because you're the same guy who took my order. You asked me beef or chicken, which is the selection for that item that I wanted. The other tacos are strictly shredded pork. That's it. There's no other option. So you knew what you were taking my order for and then lied about it. Plus, I'll also note, this guy had me read my credit card twice because he kept screwing up the numbers.
Because you know why? Because he was writing it down. He's probably been ordering tacos from another place with your card and eating them.
Yeah, he's ordering from the place across the street.
Yeah.
He's like, we don't make good stuff, but the burrito place across the street does. I'll order from them.
Sure do. Burrito Fundito. Let's go there.
So he said, well, what do you want me to do here? And I said, I want the Mexican tacos. He says, well, we can make these, but put steak in them. I said, I don't want these tacos. Forget it. So I had 2 orders of the Mexican tacos. So I said, all right, because, for the other person who I was ordering for, I said, steak quesadilla, and then credit me back for both the other tacos.
Yeah.
He's like, all right. He's like, well, I can credit you back for one, and then this will be. I said, no. I said, you screwed up, and now you're lying about the menu. I said, if I want a replacement, I want the steak quesadilla, 1 order. I don't want another order of anything else. I want credit for both the wrong taco, because it was a $75 bill that I had.
Did you have your sunglasses on your forehead while you were demanding this?
Wait, hold the
I did not. What?
2 orders of tacos for $75?
No, Trevor, pay attention. I said I had appetizers and other stuff that I ordered with the meal.
I'm sorry.
So, if it was $75 for 2 orders of tacos, you'd have every right to yell, and I would sit here and take it. Because that is just ridiculous. For $75, I could close the Taco Bell a few blocks down. That's what I would have done. It's like all your Frito burritos. And a steak grande XL. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the grande Frito burrito the other day. It was pretty good.
Oh, it's so good. Anyway, so he's like, so what are you going to get then? I said, I'm going to order somewhere else.
I'm gonna go to get some tacos.
And the other person there is like, don't tell him that. And I said, I'm tired of this. So I said I wanted both those taco orders credited back because it was expensive, and I want a steak quesadilla complimentary to me, and that will complete everything here. And I to their credit, I checked my credit card statement this morning, and yes, they credited back a good portion of the bill, which was fine. But I was just like, never again. Never when a restaurant is a specialty and does things right. A steakhouse does steak and seafood, right? That's what they do. When they start doing specialty nights, I gotta learn that don't go to these places when they try something new. Even if they bring in authentic Mexican chefs or for whatever culinary delight that they're going to try to tempt you to come into the restaurant, and they have the exclusive chefs for it, never do it. Never do a specialty night for a restaurant that is known for doing other things.
Yeah, it's always a gimmick. That's how they do it. They're trying to get some extra money in there, some extra flow in on a slow day. That's like what they're trying.
Yeah.
They got you in there, but they got the wrong tacos.
So that was my whole ordeal. So for an hour, I'm going back and forth between delivery guys, and then the kid comes in, and this is to wrap the story up. The kid comes
to beat me,
deliver the quesadilla, right? And I hand him a bag, and he says, "What's this?" I go, "These are the wrong tacos." And he said, "Oh no, they said you can keep it." I said, "No, please take this back and tell them that I insisted they take it back, and it is on the menu." And the kid laughed, and he said, "Okay," because I gave him a good tip. It wasn't the kid's fault. So he laughed, and he's like, "Okay." I'm like, "You hand this back," and said, "He told me to tell you to take these back." I was just so mad.
I fully expected you to print out said menu and circle it with like a big giant red Sharpie and like staple it to the guy's forehead.
That's what I thought. You were like stapled to the delivery kid's head.
You know what? I should have done that. Not to the poor kid's head, but I should have included it in the bag and just in big red letters, "It's on the menu." Yeah, almost like, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. That's just written all over the paper.
And it's like, oh, that's a different restaurant.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird. The blood doesn't usually get off on the third floor.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, that was my night.
That's bullshit, though.
Yeah, it is bullshit, but unfortunately, they're a great steakhouse. Their food is really good, but I
just can't ever order from takeout from there again. Because your house is like
you are
circled on a list. You are on like the banned list. Like you can never order from there again. You understand that?
I think I have to get a different phone number so that when
you need a different address.
Maybe I can send it to the office, to the P.O. box.
Send it to the what was it? Didn't you say it was like a house with cats living in it? Send it to the cat house and just go pick it up there.
Oh yeah, there's nobody living in that house.
Yeah, just send the steak to the cat house.
Who signed for it? There's this cat with a white chest they call Tuxedo.
Yeah, he just put his paw on it. He went,
yeah, and then he devoured it.
Yeah, and then he handed me back this little bag and said, "These are not the other tacos you want."
It's like, you got to go get that food back. No way. The cat gave me a $12 tip. Fuck that.
That cat
rules.
Yeah.
I just imagine like 6 months from now, Erik forgets this totally happens and he calls and orders again and everything's going fine, but it's the same guy. And then when he goes to give the address, he goes, "It's you again."
Yeah.
No, I just,
you know what? A liter of cola.
It's a Farva syndrome.
Yeah, you get a large Farva.
I don't want a large Farva. I want a goddamn liter of cola.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're right. I can't order from that place again now.
You can't, dude. You fucked it up, man.
Absolutely not. Unless you order Vicky's Tacos.
And now, like, I would wear a fake mustache when I went in there. Like, I would like totally like be like, "Good day, sir. Just here to get a steak taco." They'd be like, "It's that guy."
It's like, "What's your name?" "My name is Mr. Snrub." "Yes, that'll do."
Yeah.
Anyway,
the taco of the town.
Move. I'm not gonna lie. I've heard many a story about this now with you, and it just confirms that I will never go out to anywhere public and eat with you.
I don't have problems when I go out in public to eat places.
God forbid.
It's always delivery that they screw up because they half listen to you.
That's why Chinese food is the best, because you just go, "Okay, what's your order?" 2, 4, 5, and 6. Done.
Yeah, when you order and you get the Chinese ladies who are no bullshit, they just that it. It's like, all right, I want to get let me get an egg roll appetizer. That it? No. Can I do a pint of wonton soup? That it? No. Still going. And then you give the whole order, and they go, $12.50, and then you're about ready to hang up, and you go, wait, I'm going to pay by a card. What's the card? You give the number. Yeah. Okay, bye, and then they hang up.
Oh,
and you're like, wow,
food.
so efficient.
I want Chinese food so bad right now.
And if you,
me too.
If you find a good Chinese food place and you never want to lose it, like you become like it's like the soup Nazi. You just call up and you give all the the menu, like you practice it studying for the SATs. Yeah. You're like L5, and then you say L5 pint. And you just go through it within 4 seconds. You go, okay, bye, click.
Yeah, I've got it pretty much down to a science, knowing what I want.
My in-laws, they call up and they go 2242. Yeah, okay, we have your order. That's it.
Yeah, that would happen
the same thing every time.
Yep, that would totally happen the same time. Like that's Chinese food place by my parents' house. It was the same thing. We'd call up and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, 5327. Yeah, up, boom. Here's your food. 10 minutes. Come pick up."
Anyway, let's move on to some more fun stories. Did you see this thing about up in the Northeast? There's this supermarket chain called Stop and Shop. But if you go like to the Midwest and down to the Mid-Atlantic states, maybe even approaching the South, they're called Giant. And they're all the same company, all the same branding, just two different names. This company is now putting these robots into the stores. And it's we were watching it the other day, the video of it. It's these huge robots that just kind of go around I don't know if they clean stuff up or if they're there for price checking, but it's just these big monoliths that move around. And apparently, from the news story I saw, it was too creepy, just these monolith things moving on. So they put big googly eyes on them. Did you not see the photos of the video for this thing?
I saw the photo.
I did not.
It almost looks like if you straightened out. Remember the paperclip that would help you with Microsoft Word?
Oh, I hate that guy. Clippy. What was his name?
Yeah.
Swifty?
And then you would always click the button to fuck off, and he would go, and then he'd spin into a circle and disappear.
Yeah, he'd be like, "No one likes me," and then disappears.
And then you go and do something. Looks like you're making a resume. I can help you. Nope, fuck off.
It's like, you can't help me, Clippy. Get the
Are you
fuck out
sending
of
an
here.
email? You're not even part of this program. How are you following me?
It's like, you have one job, Clippy, and you suck at it. Like, get out of here.
I've bookmarked your favorite porn. Okay, Clippy, now you can hang around for a little bit. But
Yeah,
everything else
now
you
you're
can.
getting weird.
But if you're going to help me with my homework or my works, like spreadsheets and stuff, you can fuck right off.
Yeah, fuck you.
Anyway, so the big robots that are going around are called Marty. And it's these huge, gigantic robots that the googly eyes alone make it actually more terrifying than seeing these monoliths coming around. Like if they were just moving around without the eyes, the what?
Does Marty stand for something?
I don't know.
Motorized,
But there's a giant Rick down the other aisle 4 that's ready to kill it.
Something else. T.
Let's see. It's tall, slow moving, and gray. He has big cartoonish eyes that disguise something unique about the newest employee at Giant/Stop and Shop food stores. Marty is deliberate and relentless, and unlike his fellow employees, he has the ability to work a seemingly endless number of hours without pay. Oh, they're trying to humanize the robot.
Fuck him. Everyone's like, "Oh, poor robot Marty," he's working for out pay, and then in like 3 years, and be like, "Fucking unpaid robots took our jobs." These monoliths and their googly eyes.
The store is monitored by Marty for your safety. Marty is an autonomous robot that uses image capturing technology to report spills, debris, and other potential hazards to store employees to help improve your shopping experience.
Nope.
After
Don't like it. I've seen Chopping Mall. Have you seen Chopping Mall?
No.
The horror movie about the robot mall security guard, and it like goes crazy and shoots a bunch of teenagers. That's what this is. This is Chopping Mall.
Okay, I'll have to look. That's going to put that on the list there to watch. After a pilot program that kicked off in several Pennsylvania stores this past fall, Giant Foods and Stop and Shop stores announced Monday that they will place Marty's in each of their supermarket chains, 172 stores across Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia. The robotic rollout is part of a plan by Giant's parent company, to deploy about 500 robots to stores such as Giant, Martin's, and Stop and Shop. The robot will begin arriving in waves. Never good when a fleet of robots are going to arrive in waves. Over the
video games to know that's never a good sign.
Not a good sign. Over the coming months, according to Giant, which expects to have the devices fully developed, the devices fully deployed in about 6 months. Bringing robotics and AI from a research lab to the sales floor has been a very exciting journey, and we're thrilled by the customer response in our pilot stores. Our associates have worked hard to bring this innovation to life with amazing partners. Now, a video clip I saw is just this. It's a camera down the aisle, right? And you know when you see the end of an aisle, usually if it's towards the front, it's mostly like the checkouts or maybe a Starbucks or something, right? And if you're in the back, it's usually the deli section, the bakery section, something like that, right? And it's the camera just standing there, and you just see, I'll do it for you in front of the camera as I explain. So if you're looking down an aisle of your supermarket, right? And you look at the end, there's nothing there. And then from left to right, you see this, where the robot is just slowly looking at you as it's going past the aisle. You think your life is in danger.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's targeting you.
And it like comes back to like, do you need help? I'm like, I get the fuck out of here. Just stab it and run.
It's one laser bolt and it dissolves you. And you're now just a puddle of ash on the pile of ash on the floor that it now comes over and cleans up because you could be a hazard to other customers.
That's literally Chopping Mall, Eric.
Is it really?
Yeah, you have to watch Chopping Mall. It's great.
All right. Well, I'm predicting the future here. So
it's
if you
crazy killer Roomba,
if you Google it, it's really weird. It's actually quite terrifying. And I think on the side of it, there's a little laser, barcode thing there. I think you can also price check with it. So while it's mapping your every move. Say you didn't want anybody to know you went to the supermarket. Why you would be hiding out information from you going to the supermarket? Who knows? But say that happens to be your particular position in life where you don't want to be tracked. You don't want people knowing that you were in a supermarket. Well, this thing, in the guise of image technology capturing, where it's monitoring the floors for spills and things falling over. Maybe a display of cans fell on a small child. It's there to try to help and alert employees. But what if you're the guy in the back?
It knocked that shit over to kill that child, and then it's like, oh no, this thing accidentally fell over, and then it's like sweeping up the child.
Right. It's your cliche. Robot becomes self-aware movie where it starts off as a helper and then little accidents are happening and they don't know what was quite going on. But then the movie lets you in that the robot is starting to change or they're starting to become self-aware. And then children are dying as cans of Del Monte fruit cocktail are falling on small children.
Yeah, and the robot has like a cute British voice, so no one ever suspects it. Like it's still a British robot. It's like, oh, hello, little child. How are you? And the kid's like, I'm fine, Mr. Robot. And he's like, boof, just bashes him over the head with a can.
Yeah, well, it knocks the display over, and if you're over in the deli section, there's a small child that was bludgeoned to death by a pepperoni.
Yeah,
and there's nobody to be found. Oh, let's check the surveillance. Conveniently, the robot deleted any detection of it being in the area. It didn't happen to capture this particular moment. We don't know why. Maybe it needs an update in the software. We'll get to the bottom of this, but we don't know who did this.
So you know what the best part is? Like, this is totally a selling point for Eric to go to this supermarket because he's like, this is a great supermarket because maybe the robots murdered all the children and I don't have to deal with the children in the supermarket.
Well, at first, but it grows smarter and more self-aware each time that it starts being able to start killing the adults. So then I don't want to shop at that supermarket anymore. I don't care how good their their club card sales are. I'm just not going there anymore.
Yeah, our prices can't be beat.
But I will beat you. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. We'd slash it from the top to the bottom.
You can't get into the supermarket. It's very dystopian where you go in there. The parking lot is completely empty. You just the wind. There's papers flying around. There's one cart just shooting across the parking lot from the wind. And you look into the supermarket, and all you see are these gray monoliths with googly eyes just patrolling the supermarket.
Dude, I would not go in that store. If it was that scenario and I looked in and saw that, I'd be like, guess we're not eating today.
No.
Like,
And then you look down the canned good aisle, and then all of a sudden, you like the canned tomatoes, right? And Spam and beans. All the cans are gone. They're using those materials and building more. It's turning into a factory.
Like, what if you're walking down the aisle and like the cube is just sitting there, like you're not really paying attention to it, and then as you're picking up your groceries, it looks at you. It's like, oh, Spam, huh? And you're like, I would just run. Like if it was just like casually asking me what I'm putting in my cart.
So this is a terrifying.
Are you buying Hunt's ketchup? Huh. And it just says it like that, like, huh. It just makes you question your choices. Like, it's not even evil. It just is a slightly judging robot. Like, it just, every time, like, store brand, huh. Tough week at the shop, Brian? Like, fuck you, robot. I like the store brand.
And then a little later in the movie, you're at Staples. And you happen to go down an aisle, and one of those things is there. It's like, how did it follow me to Staples?
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, you're driving, and it's gaining speed as it's driving behind you. And you're doing all these death-defying stunts and stuntman tactics as you're trying to get away from the robots chasing you. You get into your house.
And then the guys are just bouncing the whole time, so they're going so fast.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, he can't see anything. We got to go.
And then you get to your house finally, and you think that, all right, you're going to, hoard yourself in your house there. You put furniture against the door. You block the windows. You're like, oh my God. Nothing's. You're finally safe, and you're looking out the windows. You don't see anything, and all of a sudden, as you're looking out the window, one just comes really close, right across your window, and you're like, "Oh no!" You're gonna die. And then somewhere off in the distance, a hero shows up, a vigilante group that knows how to destroy the robots.
Yeah, they just have a bunch of magnets.
Yep,
it's the insane clown posse. It's like magnets.
It's one shitty former monster truck that has a gigantic magnet that they stole from some kind of science lab. And it's hooked to like 9 car batteries. It's very dangerous, but they know how to swing this around and turn off all these robots.
Yeah, it just fries them all. They get stuck to it. They got like some cool line. They're like, thanks for hanging around or sticking around. Like, clunk. It's like that Superman where all the metal gets stuck to Superman. Which one was that? Superman like 4 or 3 or something?
Okay.
Remember that one?
I'm trying to remember. No, I don't.
I do not, yeah.
I don't know. Like, I remember he was on like he might have been on like Krypton or something like that, and like all this metal just starts like sticking to him. I don't know. I remember because it terrified me as a child.
I'm not doubting it. I just don't remember. I haven't really watched the Superman movies in many years.
Yeah, they're not that good.
I remember the 4th one. It was the villain was like he was orange or something, orange and white. He was charged by the sun.
Ugh.
It was so dumb.
Hold on, I'm gonna look up the Superman one.
And then Christopher Reeves died. Unrelated.
Wah, wah, wah.
Anyway, so that's what's going on with robot technology, which is terrifying, coming to a Giant's supermarket or Stop and Shops or apparently Martin's. I guess that's in their chain too. So look out for those. If you happen to be in an area that has one of these in your store, please take photos. I would love to see how terrifying it is in real life. Because even though
I would love to see this.
Even though they do videos, they could doctor them or they can do anything to make it look more friendly than it really is. I'm sure it's terrifying.
I actually, someone sent me a video yesterday of the Staten Island Mall where they had the new robot security guards.
Right.
Terrifying.
Oh my God, dude. It's like that droid in the first Star Wars episode 4 that breaks down instead of like them choosing R2-D2. It looks just like that, and it's creepy as hell. It's got like 8 million eyes as cameras.
8 million eyes.
Dude, it could see you at every angle above, on the side, look at your feet. It's weird. And it doesn't stop. It just keeps going. Like, it'll run you over, just like we were talking about.
Ugh,
so it's coming, man. I said Terminator would happen before the zombie apocalypse, and I believe it.
I don't know. I want to go see those, too. I've never seen those.
I'll send you the video. It's nuts.
Please do.
Yeah.
Speaking of supermarkets and strange things going on, there was an incident at a Walmart in Texas where a lady went into the store, I guess opened wine, because, not in the Northeast, but certain areas you can have a supermarket or a Walmart that also sells wine and liquor. And she opened up wine, but used a Pringles can as her glass. So she emptied out the Pringles, filled the Pringles can full of wine, and then proceeded to steal an electric scooter and drive around the parking lot.
I mean, I say like not all heroes wear capes, but there's a very good possibility this woman was wearing a cape.
She could have been wearing a cape. I still haven't seen a photo of her. But this was an amazing story because, I mean...
And she's like banned from life from that Walmart now or something,
From all Walmart, probably.
Oh, man.
But the thing is
They just have her picture at the door with the Pringle can. They're like, that's her.
This all could have been avoided had she just paid for the wine. She could have taken that electric cart and drove around the parking lot and nobody would have questioned it. Because no one's paying enough attention. If you see someone on those carts, unless they're a giant fat person, you think they legitimately need those carts because maybe they got a broken leg or they've had hip surgery or something like that. You don't usually question it. Oh, I'm looking at a picture of this lady here. She's an older woman. I'd say the way she looks, I've got to say 50s.
But also, like, this will disguise it. Everyone drinks Pringles. Like, like that's what I don't get. Like, why not just put it into like a can of juice or a can of Coke like they did on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? They're all drinking the wine out of the Diet Coke cans.
Yeah.
Their teeth is all red.
Nah, you see, that's way too much. You want to have a snack with your wine, so that's where the Pringles can. She clearly ate the Pringles first and then just disguised the wine in the can.
Sounds like she was having a great time. Unless she was, bashing into cars. What do you care? Oh yeah, she stole
like, what
stuff.
kind of like Pringles crumbs pair with wine? Like, what kind of wine was it? Like,
I don't know.
I had the pizza pretzels, so those pair well with a nice Shiraz.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm sure it was a red wine because red wine seemed to fuck up people more than a white wine does. Or at least faster.
Can we also say that the pizza Pringles are the only good kind of Pringles?
I mean, they're okay. The sour cream and onion ones are pretty good.
I'll go top two right there: pizza and sour cream and onion.
I am not a fan of Pringles at all. Like I'll eat regular Pringles if I have to, but I'm not a Pringles.
You really you don't make a duckbill and go quack quack and then you eat it.
I mean, that's the whole point of that's the only reason to buy those things.
I have these Pringles here.
But you have all these cans of Pringles. I don't eat Pringles.
I don't.
All my cans of Pringles. I
These
eat Pringles. I don't have cans of Pringles behind me.
I don't. This is stuff that's all been sent for the consumer.
What kind of Pringles is that?
This one's been out for a while, but of course, all the weird flavors are overseas. This one is called Prawn Cocktail.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It does, and it's
I
also
like shrimp
terrifying.
chips.
So there's that. And then this one is Extra Hot Chili and Lime.
Ooh, that sounds good too.
I can't imagine either being tasting well.
Chili and lime. I mean, actually,
Chili lime sounds good. The chili lime potato chips are pretty good.
Like a good pairing, actually.
Yeah.
Just the downside is it's from Pringles.
Nah, not for me.
My potato chips come in a can.
I'm weird with potato chips. Like I'll always try new potato chips to see how they are, but I usually always wind up going back to either original or salt and vinegar.
Salt and vinegar is the best.
Yeah, like
those and dark russets.
Dark russets, yes, those are quite delicious. It also depends.
Those are my favorite ones.
Also depends who makes them too, because
you have to get that what's it called, that Cape Cod dark russets.
The Cape Cod dark russets are good. Utz's dark russets are very good. Right? And then depending on the sale,
of every rave.
Then depending on the sale, hers makes a good dark russet as well.
Hers.
Yes. But usually it's all right. So I have 3: original, salt and vinegar, and the dark russet ones.
Nice.
Not the salt and vinegar ones that they do for October for Cancer Awareness Month, where they do Himalayan pink salt and red wine vinegar. They're not good. They really are not good.
Red wine. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it's made by Cape Cod Chips.
Oh, I've never.
They
heard of
do
that.
one
terrible.
for, and it's all pink and all for the Susan G. Komen stuff, and it's pink Himalayan salt and red wine, which is not a pairing that goes well because one, pink Himalayan salt is not it's more of a garnish than it is a seasoning. You know, it doesn't dissolve well when you cook with it like regular salt would or sea salt would. Pink Himalayan salt is more of a garnish for the after product of cooking and putting it on there, not while including as a baking ingredient or a cooking ingredient. You got to stick with sea salt and a malt vinegar. Sometimes they're labeled as boardwalk chips, but other times they're just salt and vinegar. And not all salt and vinegar chips taste the same. Because if you get the ones from Lay's or from Wise, they're just, I don't know, they fuck up my tongue.
Best.
No, they're not. The salt in there, it just becomes too much. Like the salt becomes almost a powder, and I don't know how that is possible, but
I like it. It needs to have like that fine salt, like the Himalayan sea salt's too much.
Yep.
Like, it needs to have like that powdery.
Like I said, hers and
Salt
Utz
on.
make a great salt and vinegar chips. Yum! I'm getting hungry again.
I like them.
Speaking of getting hungry and back to the food stuff, also Costco made an announcement that they were selling a 27-pound tub of mac and cheese.
Oh yeah, man.
Now, one, it's just another place trying to do gimmick products just to create a buzz and have people go nuts.
This is for survival, Eric.
It could be. All right, fair. But
When you're
in
dying
most cases,
in the woods and you need 27 pounds of mac and cheese.
if you're in rural America, perhaps. If you're in the Himalayas, perhaps. When you're outside of New York City, not at all. You don't need it.
Yeah.
So they have these tubs that
There's
look
a
like
Cracker Barrel close enough to someone.
right. They have these tubs that look like spackle buckets. That they're selling 27 pounds of their local, whatever the Costco is. It Kirkland? Is that their product?
Yeah, Kirkland.
Is it a Kirkland mac and cheese in this big 5-gallon tub?
Yes.
That sold out immediately. Like the day they announced it, it all sold out. Now, a couple of things to ponder here is one, how good is this pre-made mac and cheese if it's sitting in a tub of 27 pounds of mac and cheese?
I'm sure it's fantastic.
I can't imagine it being delicious at all.
I mean, I'm going to get it to go with my $280 worth of pudding.
Right.
And
I mean, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But the 27...
My idea for this is because it's a 6-gallon bucket. So if you get 10 buckets, that's 60 gallons, and you can fill a pool with it, and then you just swim around in it.
Yeah, that's what we're going to start our brand new Patreon for. It all goes to any money goes to filling a pool for Gittles so he can swim.
I'm gonna jump around and swim around in it like Scrooge McDuck. I'll throw some of those gold-covered coins in there, and I'll just swim through it.
What if we up the pot and say we make some better money, right? Collecting it on the Patreon. We don't go for this lackluster mac and cheese. What if we go for the gold label mac and cheese? We go for Cracker Barrel. Or if you want to go the liquid gold route, we can do Velveeta shells and cheese.
Well, it depends if it comes in a fucking 27-pound bucket.
It doesn't matter what it's coming in now. We're filling a kiddie pool full of this so you can dive around into it like Scrooge McDuck.
Well, no, I mean, like, I feel like you get it because of the bucket, because that's what you do with bucket mac and cheese. Like, you're not going to eat bucket mac and cheese, are you?
Well, what do you do with it then? Just swim in it?
Yeah, you fill a pool, then you swim in it. Like, obviously.
Okay.
Why would you eat it?
Seems like a waste of money.
Yeah.
No. It seems like a really good way to spend money and waste food.
I think you may need more than one bucket.
No, that's what I said. You need about 10 because it's like a 6-gallon bucket. So if you get 10, that's like 60. So you could probably fill a kiddie pool with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
And just be like Homer in the backyard. Hey, where's that hot dog? Oh, there you are.
$90 a pop. So yeah, we can make this happen. Like
yes, we need
$400.
$900.
And it comes in a spackle
900,
bucket with a lid, which is, if you're not familiar, a spackle bucket is also known as a construction toilet. So the guys that are on the job, if they can't find a bathroom somewhere, they just sit over the bucket and use it as a toilet.
Why do you know
How
that?
do we know? Yeah, like how do you
Because
know that?
I work with people who've done construction and would tell stories about the construction, the spackle bucket being used as a toilet.
I mean, it makes sense.
It does.
Like, if you got to go somewhere, you might as well go in the bucket.
Yeah, they put some planks over the side so you can sit down properly, and there you go.
Whoop, poop, poop.
Yep, that's what you do. And then you have one of the, the low men on the totem pole. They got to clean all the equipment out, so they got to clean out the buckets.
Oh,
Not your problem.
That's a shitty job.
It is, both of the literal and figurative sense.
Yeah.
There's
But I did
180 servings of mac and cheese in this bucket.
now. I found this story to be bizarre, but what this story produced to be even more bizarre, because Trevor took this story to his other job and then took it to his podcast dummies show.
I feel really weird that you are stalking me this much.
And then Trevor admits that he doesn't know how to cook mac and cheese. He needs to get the Easy Mac containers or something that's already pre-prepared because he doesn't know how to cook mac and cheese.
He does not know how to cook mac and cheese.
Pause.
No, Zach Morris, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
all the time, because I couldn't pronounce the word I wanted to use, every time I try to make a roux, I mess it up. And I don't like how the cheese come out.
You roux the day?
And so that's why I stopped making my own mac and cheese, because I always mess up the roux.
What is the roux?
Gittles.
The roux. So, when you make your mac and cheese, you make your cheese sauce. You start with a roux, which is butter and flour in a pan, and you brown it until it clumps up. Then you add in your milk, and then you stir it until it becomes like a sauce, and then you put in your cheese, and then that melts, and then you throw in your pasta.
I had no idea that was called a roux.
How did you not know this, Mario Bartali Jr. over there, knowing how to make your own mac and cheese?
You don't know how to cook either. Shut up.
I'm a great cook.
Really? You can't make mac and cheese?
I have Gittles for that. He just did a whole takedown.
So, all right. So you're making it from scratch. I don't know if you really.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't.
First of all, I can make the box mac and cheese like every other son of a bitch in the world, but no,
People
I can't
don't
do it
normally
from
make their. They don't normally make their own mac and cheese. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but for the most part, most people do not make their own mac and cheese from scratch. So when you say you don't know how to make mac and cheese, the general assumption will be that you do not know how to pour a box of Kraft mac and cheese into a pot, let it boil, and then mix in the milk and the powder with it.
You know what happens when you assume, Eric?
I'm usually
and I said
right.
milk, and he said milk was weird. He said he used water. And I was like, no, he used milk.
No, that was the chat. That was the podcast chat.
No, you're supposed to use milk with mac and cheese.
Yeah, always use milk. No, the chat, someone said they didn't have milk and they used water one time, and we officially banned.
That's gross. That's like when you're like, oh, I didn't have milk, so I used water for my cereal.
I mean, if you have to.
No, you don't have to. You just don't eat the cereal then. Or you eat it dry. Yeah, eat it dry. Okay.
I hate when I'm out of milk and I gotta put water in my eggs. Ugh.
Actually, it depends. Water will actually make your eggs fluffier than milk.
Really? I feel like the milk makes it fluffier.
Nope.
No.
You learned something today, Trevor. And I learned something today, too.
Not to order tacos from a steak place?
Fuck right! Screw that place with their
not taco
Mexican
about it.
empandas.
Oh, I want an empowered panda, yeah. Don't you tell us when to fuck.
Son of a... one more thing before we go to break, and then we got to do TV movie stuff. So I saw Gittles post about it either yesterday or today, and people going nuts for this thing, whether they're upset about it or they're yelling at people for being upset about it. That dumb Gillette ad, right?
Oh, yeah.
That came out. Gillette, the razor company, for those of you who don't know, they make razors. And they put out this ad that really wasn't I can't even say it's an ad. It's more like a paid message, if you will, right? And so the ad comes out, and what they're saying is they're trying to show what masculinity can be redefined as opposed to toxic masculinity, which seems to be a major issue for people nowadays. But they're trying to redefine masculinity, showing that you don't need to bully, you don't need to be an asshole, you don't need to do all these things. Now, the only thing that I found annoying about it was that it shouldn't have been a Gillette ad. Like, if this was the message from the company, it should have been the parent company. It should have been a Procter & Gamble ad if that was the message that they were trying to portray. I don't know if it really made sense to have a specific product put that message out, especially a product that doesn't... Like, all right, men shave, but other than that, it's not like, a Nike's been doing shit like that about equality and overcoming challenges and stuff like that. Sneaker companies do it. Other companies make more sense to do it rather than Gillette doing it. And again, it didn't seem like an ad. It seemed like a paid message. So it seemed like it would make more sense if this was brought to you by Procter & Gamble, instead of Gillette doing it.
I mean, it's a commercial. Like, I don't know, man. Like, people who are getting upset about a commercial, like, I don't have time for you. Like, it's just so stupid. There's so many, like, actual problems to worry about that you're going to get, like, all triggered over a commercial that just said, don't be a shitty dude. Like, right. I don't have time for you. It's like, it's just so stupid because, like, I don't get it. It's a commercial. It's just an ad. Like, you don't have to buy their product. Like, people like boycotting. What is this, like a Keurig machine? Like, come on, dude. Get outraged over some real shit.
And I just Googled it, and it says Gillette a short film. I'm like, dude, this
Yeah,
ad's
it wasn't a
50
commercial per se. It was, it was a paid message. It was not really an ad. They just said, Gillette brought you this message, but it wasn't a commercial. It was just an ad that they bought airtime for. That's why I said it should have been the parent company rather than a product doing it, especially one that didn't have association to this.
Is I just looked it up on a website to see the Gillette ad, and right above it is an ad for the Harry Shave System, and underneath it, there's another ad for the Dollar Shave Club. So who's ever doing that is a genius.
Yeah, well, that was just the algorithm for it, because a lot of people I saw on Twitter, people were saying, like, screw you, Gillette, I'm not buying your stuff again. I just subscribed to Dollar Shave Club. Now, as a business sense, this was great for Harry's and Dollar Shave Club, because, wow, these people are getting all bent out of shape for really no reason, but it's benefiting our business. If they're going to ditch Gillette, then so be it. Those two companies are going to...
Like once they all switched over and they're like, hey, we think the same thing. Don't be shitty people too. Like, oh no, now no one's going to shave.
Yes. Harry! Yes. F these razors. We're going January. Isn't that the thing going on right now?
January and the Hendersons.
Yes.
But I don't know, man. Like, I just see people getting outraged about this shit. It's so stupid. It's a commercial for a fucking product.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Who the fuck cares?
Because on that note, yeah, look, if you're not a shitty person, then what do you care?
It doesn't affect you.
Yeah, if you're not, it's like, well, look, I'm not a bully. I'm not an asshole. Maybe I'm a good dad. Maybe I'm a good, family member. I'm a good husband. Whatever it is, if you're not any of the things they're portraying in the ad, then who gives a fuck? The other side of it, I saw that people were saying, oh, of course, the white guys are the villain. And I'm like, yeah, look, this
doesn't matter. Gillette just got all this free advertising by all of us talking about it. So fucking, why are we still doing it?
It's just so stupid. I don't understand. Like, why
I'm
people can be so outraged. Well, because there's this like ongoing like meme of like men are like consistently under attack, but they're not. It's like stupid things like don't be shitty is not an attack on men. You know what I mean?
Oh,
it's just common sense. Just don't be a shitty person. And the reason why it was Gillette is because they're trying to do the dad bonding experience of teaching your kid how to shave, becoming a man, blah blah blah.
Really? That was the point of the ad?
That's how I see it.
Okay.
Like, why else would you
I didn't see a
Gillette?
bonding moment in there about teaching your kid how to shave.
No, but that's Gillette, dude. Gillette's a shaving company. You have to think about what shaving means. Like that, think about The Simpsons, where Homer's gonna die and he has to teach Bart how to shave, even though Bart doesn't have stuff on his face. You know what I mean? It's that bonding moment of a father and his son. It's becoming a man. That's why Gillette was the
slug line.
It's not hard.
I just saw something here. I forgot about the slug line on it, because Gillette's tagline used to be Gillette, the best a man can get. Yeah. And this thing now was Gillette, a best a man can be. Or something. Did I see that right? Something along those lines. It's a Me Too inspired ad. Even Gillette's saying that it's a Me Too inspired ad. Yeah. And it's supposed to be Gillette, a best a man could be. Yeah. So
I mean, if anything, that's actually
it's a social it is a look, if you're going to be pissed that it's not an actual commercial, okay, fine, but that really doesn't mean anything now. It's a paid message.
But not only that, but think about it, though, like Gillette, the best a man can get was like the actual advertising for the Gillette razor, saying Gillette is the best a man can get. Now they're saying like if you buy Gillette, you're going to be the best man you can be. Seems it's like more empowering.
So now it's
Empandaing.
Because it's more Empandaing is right. Ooh, Empandaing. That could be the title. Now you're going to get guys who are, you know what, fuck Gillette. Now I'm going to cut people with Gillette razors. You made me do this, Gillette.
I mean, go for it. Like, I mean, if you're going to kill yourself over a razor commercial with a Gillette razor, then I feel like you were the target audience of that commercial. Don't be a shitty person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's so stupid.
Wouldn't it be so weird, like, if this Gillette ad made people more shittier people because of it? Like, everyone just became a total asshole because of this Gillette ad.
It's just it's a razor. Like, come on, people. Get over yourselves.
People just want to be upset about everything.
It's just like, I just don't get it. It's just funny, though, like, watching, like, how... depending on what happens, how like which side erupts and like watching it all boil over, and it's just like, this is just stupid though. Like, it's a fucking razor. Like, get over yourselves.
Yeah.
Like, if you literally feel under attack by this, good. Like, that's how I feel.
Shaving cream bombs all over cars and windows.
Ugh, yeah. Get out of here.
Fingers
Just
F you,
shave.
Gillette.
Ugh.
Everyone attacks Penn Gillette because they got the wrong message.
Yeah, he just disappeared. He's like, smoke bomb.
Today, today, the American public is calling for the head of Penn Gillette. What? What did I have to do with this? Quick, tell her, disappear.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
Anyway. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we got TV, movie trailers, and Gittles saw a movie that he said is worse than his experience of seeing the Gotti movie. We got to get to that. I can't wait to find out what all this is. We'll take a break and be right back.
It's Erik Nagel with Erik and Gittles. More next. It's Erik Nagel. Follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, and Facebook at It's Erik Nagel.
Hey, this is J.J. Abrams. You're listening to It's Erik Nagel.
Hello, welcome back to It's Erik Nagel. That is me, Gittles, and Trevor also joining us here on the program. Looking at last week's box office, number 1, The Upside. Coming in at number 2 and just broke $1 billion is DC's Aquaman. Number 3, A Dog's Way Home. Number 4, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is weird because it actually went up. It was going.
I think more people are hearing about it now because I don't really remember it getting a huge push, but I also don't watch TV, so all I saw were like Subway ads for it.
No, I saw ads all around TV leading up to the release, and in this, you know how movies go. If they're really strong, they hang around the top 3 for a while before they start dropping down the charts as new movies come up. It's very rare to see a movie tick back up again. And
but I think this is one of those ones where like more adults are finding it and they're like, wow, this is actually a really good movie. It's not just like a for kids one.
And like we said last time, the movie did so well in its first week, they already greenlit the sequel to it. So that should be coming
out of the Spider-Verse
and Into the Pan. Coming in probably next year. And then number 5 is Escape Room, which Gittles said is pretty strong up until the end, and then they shit the bed.
That's the reviews that I read. I haven't seen it, so I can't judge, but the reviews I read said it was really good, but then they blew the ending. But that happens a lot.
All right. Let's talk about some movie trailers that dropped this week, because there was a plethora of them. The first one, at least for me, I have to admit, when it dropped, there was no announcement for it. It just showed up online. And for a while, everyone thought it was fake. They wanted it to be real, but everyone thought it was fake. And then you had to get some legitimate outlets to investigate to find out if it was a real trailer. And then after a few hours, when I saw the report from the Hollywood Reporter saying that they contacted Sony and it was legitimate, out of nowhere, a teaser for Ghostbusters 3.
Oh yeah, I haven't even seen that.
Oh, pumped, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped.
And if you look at the teaser for it, right? You watch it and it's like, it looks too hokey. This looks like it could be fan made or something. That this doesn't seem. Somebody's messing with us. And you had to have Variety and Hollywood Reporter and a few other outlets confirm with Sony. Go, nope, that's a trailer. We just put it out there with no expectation. And
got 'em.
Then people went crazy because now Ghostbusters 3 is going to be a thing, and it's going to be canon. It's going to be in the storyline of the original Ghostbuster movies, 1 and 2.
Ugh.
Yeah,
they're making Ghostbuster movies.
But they're completely ignoring the female. Like the female version never happened. It's just like completely back to like the original universe. They're saying that whole movie just didn't happen. Well, it's kind of like Fast and the Furious 3.
Right. Sony was so desperate to make a Ghostbusters cinematic universe, they thought by doing this alternate Ghostbusters was going to be the key to launching it, and it was riding the wave of everything that was being rebooted had to be completely changed from the original. If it was a guy, it had to be a girl. If it was a white person, it had to be a black person. And, they had to switch everything possible to reboot things nowadays, just because they felt that was what the audience, the public wanted. And it seemed like they were championing for a while that with the female-led Ghostbusters, and then it did horrible. And
what's the premise of this one, though? Do we know?
Nobody knows.
The original cast or anything? Do we know anything about casting?
The one thing we did find out is Bill Murray is a part of it. which means
Okay,
Dan
interesting.
Aykroyd will be a part of it, because Dan Aykroyd has been pushing since 1990 whatever, when Ghostbusters 2 came out, that he's been trying to get the third one made forever. And he still to this day keeps talking about how great that he wants to do a Ghostbusters 3. So he's on board. And then Ernie Hudson's not doing anything, so he's going to be part of it. Annie Potts, I'm sure, will be a part of it. She's doing very well on that Big Bang Theory spin-off Sheldon. And
That show's still on?
yeah, it's doing I think it's doing as good as Big Bang Theory is for CBS right now. And then I don't know if Rick Moranis is going to come back in any way, shape, or form. And there's also footage online of Sigourney Weaver saying that if they ever made another Ghostbusters, that she would come back. So I think the whole cast is there. Maybe with the exception of Rick Moranis, because he had issues where he dropped out of the spotlight forever to just take care of his family. But who knows? Maybe they
Could be his comeback.
it could
It'd be
be.
great if it was just a straight horror and the ghosts are just eviscerating everyone. It's like, oh my god, they went like way over the top. It's like NC-17 Ghostbusters 3.
It would be great if they did another teaser where it's just like in New York City, and it's you see the city and it's zooming in from wherever, and it goes to an apartment building, then it goes down to a specific window, goes in through the window, and you just see a guy sitting on a couch or whatever, and all of a sudden he turns around and it's Rick Moranis and his eyes glow red, like Zool's back or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my god,
Old
Zool's
Zool.
back, Rick Moranis is back. That would be awesome.
I don't think Rick Moranis is coming back.
Same scene, zoom in, and it's just Slimer playing Fortnite on the TV.
There you go, and he's doing that hammer fist dance.
Yeah.
Just the floss.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's flossing.
It's just slime flying everywhere.
So that's very exciting that they're going to bring back the original storylines for Ghostbusters 3 coming in 2020. 2020 is shaping up to be a good year because it's also the year they're bringing back Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain to Hulu with the original cast. All the original voice cast is part of this project. So people are saying you can't leave well enough alone. Well, look at it this way. It's not rebooting. It's just making more stories, and you get to keep the original cast. So what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
Down.com.
Another trailer that dropped was Spider-Man Far From Home, which is the second in the Spider... Why are you booing?
Ruin Avengers.
No, it didn't. The only one who ruins Avengers is you, because you took a year to watch the damn thing when everybody else in the world has watched it. And you had to wait till it showed up on Netflix around Christmas time before you would actually go and watch it.
I'm poor.
No, you're not. You could have easily rented the movie for $4 on iTunes.
You can
or
rent it
something.
for free on Netflix right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He
Eric.
waited that long, and then he said everybody spoiled it for me after several months. Tough shit.
Well, listen,
I spoiled that for him.
I gave in, and I finally spent the $6 on upgrade for you. So
Oh,
there you
what did you?
go.
We'll get to upgrade in a second then. But the new Spider-Man movie didn't ruin anything. They're not going to kill off Spider-Man. If you think that this ruined Avengers Endgame coming up, you're stupid. Because there's no way. Their tentpole figures right now are Black Panther and Spider-Man. They're not going to get rid of either one of those. And they've known for a while that the new Spider-Man movie was coming and it was going to be worked on. I think they shouldn't have aired the trailer this far away from Endgame, but I don't think that was really Disney's call because Sony is still the one, distributing the movie. So I think Sony were the assholes that put this movie out, this trailer out so far in advance. But if you want to say that it spoiled something, then okay, well, at least you know that Spider-Man's back, Nick Fury is back.
and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, that was a little weird because he's playing Mysterio, and Mysterio doesn't really reveal himself. He has that kind of a bubble, kind of like spaceman mask on, and then all of a sudden he's front and center when he's battling the elements in London, or I guess somewhere.
Yeah, he's in London, but it's kind of like telling like an origin story of Mysterio. Like they're actually going to team up. That's what the trailer shows. I'm not ruining anything.
No.
They team up at the beginning before what you can guess, since he's normally a villain. Things are probably going to go awry between the two of them.
Yeah, a lot of speculation has been, and I thought when I first saw the trailer that Mysterion is South Park. Mysterio?
Doesn't matter either way. You're wrong.
No, Mysterio
That's right.
Okay, Mysterio for Spider-Man. Mysterion is for South Park. Mysterio, well, the theory is that he's causing all the problems that are there to be the guy who tries to be the hero. You know, he creates all the carnage and the disasters going on so that he can be the hero to fight all of these things and become a big superhero. Upon reading online about the background of the character, apparently he really doesn't have any powers. He has a suit that gives him powers, but him himself has no superhero ability.
I don't know anything.
He's all like a magician, almost like sleight of hand, and he does decoys and things like that to make it look like he's doing things when he's really not. So it doesn't. It seems to make sense that he would be the one who's trying to save the day, or might be even friends with Peter Parker in this one, and then maybe down the line reveals that he really is the guy that's causing all these problems, becomes a villain. But he's a known villain in the Spider-Man world. But also, on the cast list, Michael Keaton returns as Vulture. And then if you saw the credit scenes from Spider-Man Homecoming, you get introduced to Scorpion. And that's in the movie, too. That's not a spoiler. It was in the last movie 2 years ago.
I haven't seen it yet.
That's not my problem. That's your fault. So now you have Mysterio, then you have Vulture's going to show up, and you're going to have Scorpion in there as well. So there's like 3 villains going to be in the same movie.
I mean, they could do it. I'm sure they'll find a way.
But isn't that always a problem with superhero movies where unless it's an ensemble kind of situation, that if you have more than one villain going on, that's what killed the 90s Batman movies, because there was too many villains happening at the same time.
Too many villains.
Right. But I'm excited to see it. As they do in the movies, the first one is, at home, and the second one is your European vacation. So I would love to see if he's going to the airport and they play Holiday Road.
I think it'll be good. I don't know. I haven't seen any of the new Spider-Man ones, so.
Or what Holiday Road is.
You don't know what Holiday Road is?
No.
The theme to National Lampoon's Vacation? It's used everywhere.
I've never seen that movie.
I'm all right. Nobody worry about me.
That's Caddyshack.
I'm all right.
You've never seen Vacation?
Not
I've seen it. I just don't remember the song.
I've only seen bits and pieces.
You should go watch Vacation.
He punches a moose.
Yes, at the end.
Moosin'.
Park's closed. The moose outside should have told you. Go back and watch that movie. It's definitely one of those movies you should study up on.
Why do you keep giving me homework? I'll watch it as soon as you watch Little Giants.
All right. At some point, I'll watch Little Giants. You have a deal. You watch Vacation, I'll watch Little Giants, okay?
Dealio.
Okay. Another teaser that dropped today was John Wick 3.
Yeah, I have not seen that yet.
It dropped shortly before we were going into studio, so I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I'm hoping it's incredible. And it just goes to show you, had you not killed his dog, none of this would have ever happened.
Yeah, I saw someone on Twitter they said someone should have just told John Wick that Thanos killed his dog and we wouldn't have had to worry about it.
So that's available.
The trailer's awesome. I saw it.
I'm afraid to watch it because they give away so much shit in trailers nowadays. So I'm going to watch like 20 to 30 seconds of it and then just turn it off and then wait the 2 months till it comes out.
Yeah, it's kind of like the first 5-10 seconds is just a recap of the end of number 2, and then it's a whole lot of running. So
yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't think any movies really coming out this weekend. I'm looking at the list here.
Yeah, I don't think.
Glass is coming out. It's the third part of that trilogy.
Oh, I hear that. That's a train wreck.
Really? It's bad?
It's getting bad reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, but the critics are giving it good reviews. They had the New York premiere last night. One of my friends was there, and he says it's a good action flick. Like, you'll be entertained by it, but nothing to write home about.
I have not seen the other 2 movies. I was thinking about watching the other 2 and then going to see this, but maybe I don't need to do so. What was the first one? It was Unbreakable. Was the first one?
Unbreakable, and then Split. And I have to say, I'm not a huge M. Night Shyamalan fan.
Right.
But Split was great. It kept my attention the whole entire time. James McAvoy playing all those different characters at once was, I think, very fantastic. And the fact that you did not know it was a sequel to Unbreakable to the last 3 seconds, literally the last 3 seconds.
Because I feel like they just tagged it on. They're like, oh shit, we should do this.
Spoilers, I didn't see it.
Yeah, well, you should have saw it. You fuck.
You don't like it throwing back at you, do you?
No, you talk about movies that or like 12 years old. I'm talking about recent ones.
I think that's it for movies and teasers that are dropped this week.
Game of Thrones.
To go to television. Well, that's where I'm going to go to television. Game of Thrones teaser came out. Game of Thrones returns for the final season on April 14th on HBO. Netflix also released a few things that I was excited about. I've been watching. Have you seen the animated Godzilla movies that Netflix has been putting out there? The third one in the series just came out, and I can't wait to watch that this weekend. Also out this weekend is their movie of Carmen Sandiego. You remember the show?
That was a thing.
Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Used to be on PBS in the 90s.
Yeah, no, that I just didn't know that it was a Netflix thing.
Carmen Sandiego.
Exactly. So now there's a brand new one that Netflix put out. It comes out this weekend. I'm going to have to watch High Life because Gittles told me about that. But Gittles
looks pretty good.
Saw this movie. We'll get to it in a second. Trevor, you saw Upgrade finally. What did you think?
I thought it was a fantastic film, definitely worth the $6 that it was required from me. I like you guys said, I figured it out, but I think I only figured it out because I'm a movie guy and we watch movies and we every week mull over things, but I don't think the average viewer is going to get it as quickly as any one of us. So I think it entertains you from beginning to end. Love the ending, love how it is. Everything about it was awesome. You guys talked about it enough, but absolutely gets the thumbs up from me to go see it.
And apparently there's a sequel in the works, Gittles. Is that what you were telling us last week?
Oh, I don't know. I thought you said that there was a sequel in the works. I'm hoping there's not a sequel in the works.
Yeah, no, I love the way it ended.
I don't want a sequel to that.
Some things just need to be left.
That he walks off, it just creates carnage and nobody knows.
Yep. Don't want it.
Okay.
I think it's just some movies like Dumb and Dumber. That didn't need sequels, you know what I mean? Like, we don't need to make sequels to everything. Like, you could just have a movie end and be like, you know what, that was a great movie, that was a fun time, and it's done.
Same thing with some TV shows.
Yeah, that is also true.
Let's go back over to Netflix. Gittles saw a movie that you were telling me that was worse than what you saw, Gotti. We're finally here at this portion of the show. What did you see, and tell us how bad it was?
So I watch a lot of these Netflix original movies because there's just not a lot that I want to see. And sometimes the premise sounds interesting, and this one sounded interesting. It was called The Open House. And it was worse than Gotti because at least Gotti was entertaining and bad, and this was just, I have no idea what they were trying to do bad. Like, there's just a couple of, it feels like it was 3 different movies and they tried to make all 3 different movies and then they just went, now let's just end it this way, and then just ended it a totally different way. So the premise of the movie is there's like this couple and they have a son, and the son's like a good runner, and they make an overly big deal of everything in this movie so that like when it happens you're like, oh, of course they focused on that in the beginning of the movie. So it's like this family, it's a husband, a wife, and their son, and the son and the husband go out to the store to get some eggs because they forgot eggs for a recipe they're making.
I thought you were going to say the big snowstorm that's coming.
Oh, yeah, I wish. And then while they're in the parking lot, some car is like speeding through the parking lot and hits the kid's dad, and he dies. So then the family can't afford to keep the house. So the sister of the wife is like, hey, I have this house up in the mountains, we're trying to like sell it, but if you need to like stay there for free until you get on your feet, you can go do that.
Did they ever catch the guy who ran him over in the parking lot, or is not consequential to the story?
No, it's not. It doesn't matter.
Okay, it's inconsequential to the story.
Yeah, totally.
Okay,
which was kind of annoying because it was like
it just randomly happens in this town.
It just randomly happens. Like, oh, dad, we need the dad dead. Let's just run him over in the parking lot. It turned out going like 80 in a parking lot.
The kid thought it was a car, but it really turned out to be one of those Martys from Stop and Shop.
Yeah, pretty much. Like that. I mean, it would have been a better story.
The googly eyes. They follow you everywhere.
So they go to this like house in the mountains. And this is like they're driving there, and there's they're talking in the car, and there's a part where they swerve because there's like that the nighttime driving in the mountains. You look down for a second, you look up, there's always a figure in the road,
or a
swerve
fjord
around it. What's up?
Or a fjord.
Yeah, or a fjord. And so they swerve around it, and then they look back, and like the figure's gone. So you're like, okay, that was weird. So you start to get the idea that maybe this is like a haunted house movie or something like that.
Okay.
So then they stop at a supermarket. And there's like this really like overly friendly old lady, and she's like, "Hi, I know both of you." And they're like, what? And she's like, you're, what's his I don't remember their names because it was that stupid. So she names both of them. She's like, yeah, your sister emailed me a picture of you guys and said that you'd be staying at the house, so I would know what you look like. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. And then, they're like talking to her, and then they turn around, and then she disappears. And you're like, oh, this is weird. So maybe this is like a haunting type movie. So you're starting to get into that mood. You're like, okay, this is like a haunting type thing.
Right.
So they go to the house, and they're, they hear weird noises in the house. There's like weird things happening. There's this basement with like this whole like kind of tunnel system through it, and it's kind of creepy. They go out to town in the store. They go out to some stores in town rather, and they like run into this guy who's like a clerk at the store. This guy's his name was Chris, and I only remember his name was Chris because they kept saying it.
Was he even supposed to be there today?
Who knows? Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, so they're like, they start talking to him, and then the kid gets all upset because he thinks his mom is like flirting when she's just literally having a conversation. So then he comes to the house, and he's just like, yeah, lots of weird things happen up here in the woods, blah, 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 some strange things and stuff. So he comes to the house, and then they're like, you can probably leave. You don't need to come visit us at this house. So he comes to the house, and then they have the open house, and the family has to leave while the open house is there. So
does somebody say the name of the title, The Open House?
Oh, yeah, they say it all the time. So, the realtor comes in. She's like, yeah, we're having the open house today, and like we really don't like if like the family is here, so you guys just like go about your day and then like come back. So they go about their day and they come back, and they still hearing weird things in the house. The mother keeps trying to take a shower and the hot water goes out. She keeps going downstairs to have to relight the pilot light because it keeps like physically getting turned off. So it's just like weird things like that keep happening. And then like the next day, like the Chris guy is back at the house. And he's like, hey, what's up, guys? And, just checking in, make sure everything's okay. And they're like, all right, what are you doing at the house? Everything okay? He's like, oh, I just wanted to let you know I stopped by the open house yesterday while you guys weren't here because, I was interested in this house.
Does everybody do the air quotes when they go, the open house? Like, why does everyone in this town keep doing that? What are they alluding to?
Yeah, so it's just really stupid. So he comes back, and they keep running into the lady Martha, who like just knows what they look like, and she the whole time this is how she looks. She's like, Erik. She's like, hi, I know you guys. I'm the neighbor, and you're like, okay, like so she just keeps.
She have that evil smile, like remember Truth or Dare that was out last year or 2 years ago. Like
she has she has more of like the Wally, like the beaver face from like the Wally world, like just like like that kind, like that. And so they just keep running into this lady in all these places. So, like, I don't even know how to describe how stupid this movie is because they just keep hearing weird shit in the house. People just keep appearing and disappearing. They go into the house, they don't come out of the house, and then like the guy Chris comes by because they've been hearing some weird noises at night. They called the police. The police come by, and the police are like, "Oh no! Oh, so what happened is sorry. Let me go back." They come back to the house after the open house, and like the table is set. There's like a candelabra lit and like music playing, and everything's lit. And so they call the police, and the police are like, "Oh, this is probably just some prank by kids." And they're like, "Okay, yeah, this is a prank by kids. They set up a candelabra and played music in the house. Like, it's kind of weird."
You know how the kids like to imitate Liberace?
Yeah. So
sequins everywhere.
Yeah, so they have this guy's Chris's number, so they call him, and he comes back. And he's like, yeah, I'll spend the night here. Like, don't worry about it. Like, everything is going to be totally cool. Like, I'll keep you guys safe. So then, like, they're going to sleep. And then the son hears some noise downstairs. And the lights on a car outside turn on. And you're like, huh, where's Chris?
Who has my key fob?
Yeah, so you're like, huh, that's interesting. Where's Chris? Chris is missing. So then the kid gets to the car. And Chris is just brutally murdered. You're like, wait, whoa, like... This is a weird turn because Chris I thought was maybe a ghost person because all these other people keep disappearing. And then it like cuts back into the house. Oh no, and then like so the kid sees the murder, Chris is just brutally murdered, and some dude comes up behind him, smashes his head into the car window, and then just pours a bucket of water on him and goes in the house. And then he goes in the house and just gets in the bed with the mother. And is just sleeping next to the mother. And the mother doesn't realize it. And then she goes to the bathroom. And she comes back. And he's still there, sleeping in the bed next to her. And she finds, like, this roll of film next to the bedstand. Like, this is how stupid it gets. It's so weird. So she finds this roll of film and she opens it, and it's like pictures of her in the bed sleeping, but it's like developed film. Like, it was like pictures like that were like recently taken, but like she's just getting the pictures now. And then she realizes it, and then the guy like captures her and tortures her and then like murders her. And then the son like kind of gets away, and then the guy like catches up and murders him too. And then that's how the movie ends. You never see the killer's face.
No story reveal, no back history.
Just creepy stuff that like sort of happens where you think maybe this is a haunted house movie or there's something like a cult movie or something. Nope. Just some weird serial killer out of nowhere just murdered everybody. And then the movie ends with him driving to the next open house.
That's really disappointing.
Yeah,
like
so that was the movie.
There's nothing that connects it all together, and it's just like
nothing that connects it all together. So that's why it felt like so many different movies, because it's like, what is this? Is this the haunted movie, the people in the basement movie? And they couldn't decide on any of them, so they're like, let's just kill all the characters.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like that you've joined in the middle of a documentary of a serial killer, so you didn't see how it started, and you finished before the ending. Like, oh, it's like he terrorized this town. Then he's leaving for his next victim. Nope, I've seen enough. I got the gist of it. Moving on.
Yeah, like it was so bad. And I had to look online because I was like, did I miss something? So I Googled it. I was like, yo, what, like, did I miss something in this movie about like who the killer is? And it was just Rotten Tomatoes. Everyone's like one tomato on this. I was like, oh no, I had no idea it was this bad. And they're like, yeah, nothing is explained. There's no reason why there's a murder. There's no reason why everyone's creepy. There's no reason why everything is just strange. Oh, yeah. And then, like, while the kid is running away from this murderer, and, like, the kid's all cold because the murderer, and I thought this was kind of funny, like, knocked him out and threw a bucket of water on him because it was, like, freezing out.
Right.
So, like, the kid couldn't move because he got all cold. So he was, like, trying to move, but he's, like, in slow motion, kind of like the frozen Terminator. And so he's just running through the woods, and he like hides behind a log, like Lord of the Rings, you know, like when they're escaping the wraiths,
right?
And the wraiths are like looking for him. So he's like hiding behind this log, and then like in the middle of the woods, for no reason, is just the neighbor Martha, the lady. She's just walking through the woods, just like just looking through the woods, stops, and then just walks away. Like, dude, it makes no sense. I have no idea what's happening in this movie, why they made this movie. But everyone should watch it because it's just a masterclass in how not to make a movie.
Okay. Does it hold up? Is it in the ranks of what's that movie that everyone loves that I have no interest? Oh, The Room.
No. Because The Room is like, it's entertaining, you know, because it's so bad. It's like, there's no way that an alien didn't write this dialogue. This was more of I don't know what they were going for. And then when it ends, there's 2 directors, and you're like, oh, there was probably like 17 writers too. But yeah, it's bad, and all the reviews are bad. So watch it at your own risk. But it's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Again, this is on Netflix, right?
Oh yeah, it's on Netflix, and it kept popping up. It's like this is a match for you. I'm like, it's probably a match for me because I've watched all these other stupid Netflix original movies, and you're telling me it's a 97% match Netflix. I don't think so.
Hey, you like watching our original content? You'll like this because this is also original content. Okay, but does it match the genres of the stuff that I like? It's original content exclusive to Netflix. You will love this. And then Marty shows up. Like that robot keeps following you everywhere.
But it's like there was parts where I thought like maybe they were going for like a knockoff like Hereditary, the way that like Blind Box or Bird Box rather was like kind of like a knockoff Quiet Place. So I was like, maybe this is their take on that, and this is like the weird people from Hereditary. Nope, serial killer for no reason drives to his open house, credits roll. Like you never even see the guy. Like you have no idea who the guy is. My only bet is that it was the plumber dude who came when the pilot light went out. Like that's the only person I could think of who did it. And you only see him for 20 seconds in the movie. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'll watch this dumpster fire.
It's short. It's like an hour and a half. It's a quick dumpster fire. You can get through it.
Winding up the TV stuff here. So you saw that Netflix is raising its prices, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that big a deal. Especially
for me, I use my sister's account, so it's not a big deal for me.
Well, that's one of the reasons why it's not that big a deal. But I saw some people. I didn't see a lot of people complaining about it, but I did see some people, like you do, complaining about that they're raising the price. And the thing is this: for the people who are just like, the cord cutters, theoretically, because you're still tied to the internet, but when you're watching just Hulu or Netflix or Amazon or whatever as your main source of entertainment for television programming, some complain that it's like, oh, it's costing more. But if that's your only outlet, you're not paying for cable or sometimes internet, then it's not that big a deal. Don't worry about it. For the people who are paying for multiple services where you have for me, I have cable, I have internet, I have one or two of the premium channels like HBO and Showtime. I pay for Netflix. I pay for Netflix. I have Prime, so I have Amazon Prime. I don't have Hulu, so but that doesn't bother me anything. But even if they're raising here and I'm paying for everything, it doesn't really bother me because you know what? They're generating a lot more material, whether I like it or not. They're doing stuff. They're very proactive. They're bringing in new stuff, and they're bringing in getting rights to old things that people like, that they can make deals and bring those onto the platform. One of the things I'm excited for 2019 is Lucifer. They got the rights from when Fox cut a lot of their shows last year to finish the deal with Disney. Brooklyn Nine-Nine went to NBC, which it just started. I heard it did very well this week. And Lucifer went to Netflix, and I think they're almost done, if not done, shooting season 4. So that'll be coming out soon, which I'm very excited about. And this is the things that Netflix does. So if they're going to charge another $1 or $2 on top of it, it's really not breaking the bank. It's not like they're going for, I think their standard plan's like $11. It's not like saying, hey, you're jumping to $19.99 for the standard plan. That's a huge jump, Yeah. $1 or $2. And then, say 5 years down the line that now it's $19.99. Okay, it's been gradual over time, and it'll all depend on how much content and how well Netflix is performing as far as me as a subscriber. This isn't that big a deal, but some people are getting bent out of shape on it. But, everybody wants everything for free. I think what they're trying to do here is because, look, they spent like $8 billion, I saw their statement last year, on original content and licensing for pre-existing content. And now they just announced in October they're taking on another $2 billion to generate more material for this year, right? So I think what they're trying to do is recoup money a little bit faster, not just from the subscribers, but the majority of people that have Netflix are people who are sharing family plans. Now, like you just said, you're using your sister's account. And, I think you're more of an exception being of your age and out on your own and doing stuff like that. But people sharing family accounts are usually kids who live with their parents, college kids who are out on their own and they use their parents' account, or even in their 20s while they're trying to get situated, they're using their parents' account or the family account, or senior citizens, where if you to get my dad into Netflix 10 something years ago, I had the account and I had to make an account on my account and show him how to use it down at his place in Florida. So he got the gist of it. And then he's like, well, he said, screw it, I'm going to get my own account because he loved it. So then he made his own thing. And I guess he doesn't want me seeing his list of whatever he's watching. Like, I don't care. What are you watching, Dad, that you don't want me seeing? Yeah. It's like, wow, he's really into a lot of these PBS British dramas.
You watched all the different Viking series. I had no idea.
That's weird. And then it jumps to anime. I don't get it. Dad's 80.
Listen, he likes that Agritsuko show about the Japanese karaoke girl.
What's this Devilman show, Dad? It's all in Japanese. Yeah. It looks really sadistic. Anyway, but that's how the family accounts are being shared. Now they're trying to say they're going to crack down. They have a new thing that's going to crack down on password sharing, which I know has been exploited publicly. People have been flaunting that they don't pay for Netflix, that they share passwords. Like somebody bought an account and up to 6, I think, and then they just sell the passwords to people, and then they do it that way. But I don't know how they balance it between finding out the people who are using shared accounts and people who are sharing accounts legitimately for family members. I don't know how they determine their whatever their analytics show that. Well, look, if these people down in one region of the country are using the same password as these people in the other, sharing the same password and not using multiple profiles, then I guess I would get it. But
I think the multiple profiles, though, it's like whatever.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal. I have family on my plan. My younger sister uses my account with her, and then her daughter uses my account, who has the Netflix Kid feature.
Yep.
So I was like, I don't care. It doesn't mean anything to me. So I just don't want that stuff to close up when you're legitimately using it for the right reasons, not just for the people who just don't refuse to pay for anything, despite how it's being presented to them. It's like, look, it's only $1. Nope, not paying $1. I will steal it off the internet because that's
exactly.
That's just the asshole that I am.
Get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here.
I'm made of money.
Right.
How much is that coffee? $45. I'll take 2.
But a lot of good viewing coming up on Netflix. Movies coming out, teaser trailers galore, like we've said. Lots to watch online. One thing I'll leave you with, and then we can get out of here. I still have to watch Source Code because I know you told me to watch that.
Yeah.
But and that was the movie that leads into Moon, correct? Or ties into Moon?
They take place in the same universe.
Okay. I did something that I said I never would do because I didn't like the show to begin with, and I wound up having to do an about face and realizing that I was completely wrong.
Oh, yeah?
So I've said over the years that I've had problems with The Sopranos. The HBO show, it just hit its 20th anniversary this past week. I watched it when it came out, and I didn't really think it was all that good or that big a deal like everybody else thought it was, right? And I've always had that mentality towards it when people say they rewatch The Sopranos like they rewatch The Simpsons or Seinfeld. And I was like, really? The Sopranos? How are you watching it like you would watch these kind of shows? Never got it, but a lot of people do. So the other day on my Fios, a thing flashed on the screen when I booted up. It said 20th anniversary of Sopranos, available on demand. And because I have whatever package, it was free. Mm-hmm. And I sat there looking at it, and I went, ugh. And then I said, you know what? You know what? Let me go rewatch the first episode and see if I was correct in my assessment that I didn't like this show. And I watched the first episode. I was like, that wasn't bad. And then I said, let me watch the next one. So I'm watching the next one. And then, a few hours go by, and I'm done with season 1. Bless you. I finished season 1, and I'm like, this is pretty good. And then I'm like, why did I not like this series to begin with? And then I went back online and just read some of the history, the production notes. And then I realized this is the show that started all the other shows that space out for years.
Oh, yeah.
It was so far, it's only 6 seasons, but it was so far apart that I think that's why I didn't give a shit about the show. Because some seasons had 2 years in between them. Yeah. And I was like, and now I'm watching them all back to back, and I'm like, I'm almost done with season 2 now. I was like, this isn't as bad as I remembered it being. So I think that I just had the misconception of it from it being spaced off and taking forever for seasons to come back, that I just lost interest in it and wasn't following the storyline. Now that I'm watching it back to back to back to back, I'm like, oh my God, this is really good. Now
it's a good show.
Now I know why everybody liked it. So.
The last season a little. Yeah.
I have to say, I was kind of wrong on The Sopranos. I don't see it. I still don't agree that it's a show that you can rewatch over and over like The Simpsons or Seinfeld or Friends or The Office or anything like that. It's good to binge all the way through, but then that's it. I don't think it's a rewatchable show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any episode of all those other shows come on, you don't even have to know the history. You can watch those shows and be entertained by it. And it's kind of like comfort viewing, It's like, I don't really want to watch anything I have to pay too much attention to in detail. I'll just throw one of these shows on and I'll be fine.
Yeah, usually cartoons for me. I can't do that with a sitcom or a drama though. I've watched through The Wire once. I know the people who rewatch it all the time. I'm like, I can't go back and rewatch that. It was so much. Those episodes are so long and there's so much to go through. I can go back and rewatch Breaking Bad, because the episodes are they're so enthralling and there's so much happening that there's a lot of energy in it,
I remember a lot of people, and Jim Norton was another one who was saying how The Wire was the best show on television. And I remember watching the box sets. I don't think I watched it when it was on. I got the box sets and watched them that way. And it was all right, but I don't think it was one of the greatest television shows ever made. I'm sorry.
No, I thought it was good, but I didn't like the last season. I thought like really kind of
First season was great, where they were doing the payphones in the ghetto, and they were trying to track down, based on beepers and who was showing up where. That was kind of cool. Then 2 was on the docks. That threw it totally in a different direction. Season 3 sort of came back a little bit, dealing with tracing down like Stringer Bell and who he was connected to and all that stuff. And then I think 4 and 5 were just all dealing with the mayor and the police chief and all that. So I was just like, all right, this is just becoming too.
Yeah, that season 5 was just so stupid. Like the last season, I was like, I can't get over this.
Yeah.
Like the serial killer plot line, all that stuff was so stupid.
Yeah, couldn't. It was okay. It was a good show, but it was not the greatest show that was ever made. I'm sorry.
No.
All right, let's get out of here. Go around and do the plugs. Gittles, what do you have?
Gittle Base on the Twitter, Instagram, and Xbox Live. And that is it for me. I don't have any takedowns coming up. There's a soup takedown this weekend that I'm going to go there and hang out, but I'm not going to be competing. So if you see me there, say hi.
You're going to be a spectator? You're going to get a ticket and go around and vote for your favorite?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just going to go hang out, eat some soup.
There you go.
See what... Because here's the thing. Every time I don't enter a takedown, I go, and it's always the prizes I want. And then when I enter a takedown, it's always the prizes I've won already.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go tomorrow and be like, shit, I should have entered.
It's a new
Frigidaire. Sunday, rather. Yeah, like, I needed all these things. So that's what I do. But it's mostly because I know a lot of the other cooks who, like, enter these things. So it's kind of like a gathering. You get to say hi to everyone, see what they came up with.
You won a Kenmore dishwasher.
Ooh.
And then the next time you go in there, another mixer.
Ugh.
And a KitchenAid blender.
I have so many. Take them.
Trevor, what do you have?
At BTG Trevor on Twitter and Instagram. At BTG Rocks on Xbox. I've started streaming Fortnite online now on my channel with Gittles.
We're terrible.
We're terrible, and then we had a second place and a victory royale. So go to Podcast Dummies on Twitch, twitch.tv/Podcast Dummies, and you could see us actually win a match. It was all Gittles. I have to commend him. It was fantastic. We won with only 1 kill, and see how terrible it took.
Yeah, I literally just floated until the other guy died in the storm, and then I won by default.
Default.
Yeah.
And Podcast Dummies on all other social media.
For me, it's IHeartRadio across the board, but more importantly, it's Erik Nagel, the show, across the board on social media. Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. 651 Smithers also. 651-764-8437 to leave messages for the show to be used on future broadcasts. And look, you're obviously listening to the show in some way, shape, or form. Do us a favor, if you like the show, tell 2 friends so they can tell 2 friends, etc., etc. Okay? I think that's it. Until the next time, everybody.
Be excellent to each other.
And have a wonderful time.
And we'll be seeing you.
It's Erik Nagel.
How you doing, Erik? Sounds good.
Alas, we're out of time.
Follow It's Erik Nagel on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. For ways to listen to the show, go to itseriknagel.com. And remember to tell 2 friends so they can tell 2 friends.
And they can tell 2 friends. And they can tell 2 friends.
And those 2 friends can tell 2 friends. Well,